Good evening, everyone. This is Ling from Central Michigan University, and I am the Director for International Recruitment at Central Michigan University. So I hope you can all see this PowerPoint. Oh, went too fast. So CMU is located in the center of Michigan, and we are surrounded by Great Lakes, and it's a great place to be, especially right now. We have a lot of, water nearby, and there's a Chippewa River run through the a whole Mount Pleasant, the city of Mount Pleasant, and there are 7 parks right here. The reason I said that is because every time I like to go outdoor and stuff. Every time I go to a different park nearby, I will see a group of students, especially the Indian students. They take advantage of this great environment. They will go kayaking, and they will go. I've seen them go fishing and just have a picnic. So it's a great place to be, and we're in the east part of the U.S., but we're not on the east coast. So that gives you a lot of great advantage, because first, it's relatively much cheaper to live here, and also it's much safer. But you still have access to all these big cities, and we're just 2 hours away from Detroit and 4 hours away from Chicago, if you have a car and drive there. So we have 4 different seasons. Like I said, now it's a summertime. Everything is pretty green. And then in the fall, it's super colorful. And that's one of my favorite seasons, because we have football and the students are coming back, and it's super colorful. In the winter, we do have some snow, but it doesn't seem like bother international student or student from India, because everything indoor are heated. So it's pretty warm, very warm. Sometimes I feel like a little bit too warm indoor. And then when they see snow, they get excited. They go out and play in the snow, build the snowman, do the snow sledding or ski, and all this outdoor activities. So if you are an outdoor person, I'm telling you, this is like a paradise for you. You're gonna love it here. So CMU is, like I mentioned, located in Mount Pleasant. It's a college town. So the whole Mount Pleasant is all about the CMU. It's a great place to be, super friendly community and environment. So a lot of students actually ask me, said, does CMU own all the stores, right here on Main Street? I said, no, we don't. They were like, well, because we see all the stores decorated with CMU gear. I said, that's because, the whole Mount Pleasant is super supportive of CMU. And if you walking on the street and wear CMU gear, they will say, hey, or fire up chips. That's what we say to each other. And everything is pretty much walkable. And we've seen a lot of students that bring their bikes, or purchase the bikes here, and you can just ride your bike and go to different parks and stores. What it's like to be at CMU. CMU is one of the top 100 biggest public school in the nation. So that means we're pretty big. We offer over 200 majors here. And you are going to be able to take advantage of all the resources we offer. However, we do want to kind of provide this small kind of, learning environment for our student, especially international student. So once you're a student here, we want to kind of create this, kind of opportunity for you to be able to work closely with the faculty. Whether you are undergraduate student or graduate student, you'll be able to work with the faculty to do the research or do project. And of course, there are a lot of, internship and work opportunities that you will be introduced to as well. So there are 7 colleges here at CMU. I didn't include a College of Medicine. We do have a medical school, because most of the international students probably wouldn't apply for the medical school or be admitted. So we have over 200 undergraduate majors, and we have close to 100 graduate programs. Of course, any of the programs that you guys interested, you're going to be able to find it here. From all the STEM major to fashion design to psychology to you name it. We have close to 100 graduate programs. So you will be able to kind of go through them quickly. So we have College of Business Administration, which is ASCSB accredited. So under the College of Business Administration, we have accounting, we have any business related information system, and things like that. One thing I want to point out for students who are interested in studying Masters of Science in Information System, which is a STEM major, and also it's SAP certified. So once you graduate, you'll be able to, you have to take the right courses and stuff. You'll be able to get SAP certification. So CMU award more certification to our student than the top 5 universities in the US combined. So if you are interested in, information system or SAP related, this is a great place to be. And if you're interested in journalism or media, we have our student run and radio and a student run the TV station, and you don't really have to travel to do internship. You can do it right here. So we also have College of Education and Human Service. So College of Education is one of the really strong kind of, or long-standing college that we have. When CMU was established, it was designed to be a training school for teachers. So we have, programs from preschool to recreation therapy and, stuff like that. But under that college, we also have fashion design. So each year we'll do a kind of, student and faculty will do a fashion show. And we have all this, heavyweight kind of a fashion guru that will come to CMU and be the judge. So if you're interested in fashion design, this is a good place to be as well. So under College of Science and Engineering, that college hosts all the STEM majors from biology, chemistry to computer science and ABIT accredited engineering program. We're also Carnegie classified doctoral research institution. That means, we are really conducting top tier research. And we also have a College of Health Professionals. So under that, you can do physical assistant or physical therapy or public health. And because we also have a medical school, so the College of Health Professions, they work very closely with our medical school. If you're interested in English or history or psychology, you're going to find all these majors that under College of Liberal Arts and Social Science. So I just want to kind of quickly run. And like I said, once you're a CMU student, there are tons of things for you to do. And I mentioned earlier, there are 7 parks, and right here, it's kind of like a walking distance from campus. And you can walk to those parks and you can do kayaking because we have a Chippewa River run through the whole city, run through the 7 parks. And we have a lot of, culture activities that you can participate each year. While COVID make it hard, but I'm sure, next year we'll be able to do that. We have Indian Student Association work with our Indian faculty. We celebrate a Diwali on campus each year. And we have, of course, the African night, we have, fashion show and, all these cool activities. But also we're Division I school, so that means when you are a student at CMU, you can come and watch the top tier, kind of competition for sports for free on our campus. So you can watch the football, you can watch the basketball, and gymnastic, and all this kind of sports. So I'm not sure how many of you know NFL, which is the kind of like the NBA for football. So this, well, it's still this year, this February, we have the Super Bowl, and we have 4 alum that played on the field. But because we have sports management and marketing and all these great majors, we actually had 14 alum that kind of not just on the field but work for the Super Bowl. So if that's something that you are interested, you will be able to find all these opportunities here at CMU. So if you are a high school student and want to attend college for the first time, you are required to live on campus. But for graduate student, you are not, but there are options on campus housing that are right here on campus, that will be available for you. So this gives you an idea of, what where our students are from, and kind of like a profile of our students. So we have close to 700 international students from 60 countries, and you are not going to be the only Indian students here, because India is one of the top 10 sending countries for CMU. So this gives you an idea of what the tuition is like for undergraduate without any scholarship. For tuition, room and board, and books, and living expenses, travel, and all this included, is going to be 33,700-ish. However, if you are a college transfer student or a high school student, if you have a 3.3 GPA, you will only have to pay the tuition, I think, for close to 11,000, which is super affordable. And then that will bring the, this amount down to probably 24-ish thousand per year. And there's a little kind of mistake here. And if you have a 3.0, you get 4,000 for scholarship every year. And if you have a 2.8 based on 4.0, it's not great, but you still can have $1,000 for scholarship. So for graduate students, if you are interested in MBA or MSIS, which is a Master's of Science in Information System, you're going to be so pleasant to hear. For that two programs, we offer a special, kind of like almost like a free scholarship to everybody who enrolled in these two programs. And the tuition rate is just 11, close to 12,000 per year, which is almost unheard of because we are the ASASB accredited, business programs. But then for the rest of the program, it's still super affordable. If you're interested in computer science or engineering management, you're looking at 15,000-ish per year. And those are just the numbers we estimate that we need to see for I-20 issuing, okay? Once you get here, if you don't live on campus, you don't have to pay this much. I've seen many international students, especially Indian students, they will find, other students from India, they will rent the apartment complex together. A lot of times you can find affordable kind of rentals, like maybe around 300 per month. Then if you cook yourself, and it's much cheaper that way as well. So CMU is, because CMU has a medical school, and our dean of the medical school, he has been working with the whole team that he put together to make sure that we have a very safe environment here. So we have been doing the in-person kind of, classes since last June. So we've been able to, safely doing that in person. And those are the requirements, and make sure you work with your study metro counselors, and they will be able to tell you what requirement you need for application. Some for graduate programs, sometimes they need, statement of purpose or GRE or GMAT. Most of the program that we offer, like MBA or engineering management, they don't need GRE or GMAT or any of those test score. However, we do need to see, like, either you have to have a TOEFL of 79, IELTS of 6.0, 6.5, or Duolingo of 100. So for us to consider your transcripts to be official, you need to either be mailed to this address, or have your school sent to this, send it via email to this address. I totally understand, now India is facing the COVID kind of situation, and you might not be able to send your official transcripts. So we work with Study Metro, and we are able to review, and make a decision based on the unofficial transcripts. That means a scanned copy. So we can do that. However, once you enrolled here at CMU, you have to send the official one. Again, like I said, there are many kind of, activities that you could do at CMU, the cultural activities and things. I strongly recommend you to kind of, check out our social media. That's where you can get a lot of information. And I just want to show some, quote from our student, and this student from India, and the reason he's here is because of that MSIS, the SAP kind of certification or MSIS program. So we do have an international student that are from, 60 countries. So you're going to see a lot of diversity here. And here at CMU, there are a lot of opportunities for international students. And we try to encourage our students not to just participate academically. We want to make sure they are involved in activities and, other opportunities. So we have a leadership kind of a workshop or leadership, kind of camp that are just designed for international students. So any international student can participate. We invite leaders from, kind of all over US and some alum to participate. So we do that every year. So that's pretty much a wrap up. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer. Or just, if you want to kind of check our website for information, feel free to do that, or just, talk with your study metro counselors.
Thank you so much, Ms. Zhang, for the short and the sweet presentation. I think that was very informative. What are the suggestions that you have for students who are, have applied and are waiting for the I-20s, or maybe have gotten the offer? I mean, of course, when a student applies as an international student, they do apply to many universities. But when they're coming to, you can just like say the top 2 or 3 USPs that students may get there. Like, of course, that you have an AACSB accreditation, so that's top 5% in the world. It's top 100 good research-based school. So what are the 1 or 2 USPs that you would tell the students who have already applied and waiting for the offer?
Yeah, that's a very good question. For sure, you want to reach out. I mean, to us if you are admitted and want to know any information, let us know. You want to make sure that that school not only has a good academic kind of programs for you, which CMU does, because this program will have a good accreditation. However, it can also fit you financially, right? You want to make sure they offer affordable tuition and also the outcome. So you want to know what kind of opportunities that they have. So for example, our information system, the placement rate for that program is close to 100% because of the reputation that we have and because of the SAP affiliated, we're SAP affiliated. So we have companies that come to our campus and ask our student to do internship or work, because they know we train our student and they are ready to, to work. So those are the things that you want to check. And also, when you choose the places, US is so big, but you want to take a look at, I mentioned earlier, living here in Michigan is going to be very different from living in New York. It's much safer and also it's cheaper. The living expenses is much more affordable. And is that a safe place to go? And whether that school offers, plenty of things or activities for you to do. And also whether that school will, pay attention to international students, and do they have a great, office that can provide service. So those are the things that, you want to kind of consider. And for any of students who are already admitted to CMU, congratulations. And if you want to connect with any other students from India or any other student, that are enrolled in the specific program, reach out to us and we'll be happy to assist. So I hope this helps.
Thank you so much. And there's one more question that I have for students with a 3 years bachelor's degree applying for computer science program or an MBA. So are they okay with the 3 years bachelor's? Can they directly get into MS in computer science?
So yeah, for that we are working on the guideline. So for now, we do case by case. So the best way is just to submit it, your transcripts, and they will be able to kind of review it and let you know. So we're working on finalized a guideline that make it clear. But for now, it's case by case.
All right, thank you. I would like to take students' questions. What are the deadlines for MS in IS, Information Science Program, Information System?
That program, we can push it all the way to June 14th. But you don't want to wait till the last minute. You want to do it as soon as possible, okay?
Okay. So Divyansh, you can put up the application and connect with one of the study metro counselor to help you with the application process.
Yeah.
All right. A question is PhD available in hematology? Kruti, I'll appreciate if you can just go to online and check the course details. I think you'll be able to do that. Just find this out on the website, Kruti, and you will see if it's available or not. And if whatever is available, if you have any related question, you can just ask that. Any scholarships for Masters in Management program?
Well, it depends. Sometimes they might have a graduate assistantship. So it's just a lot of times once you get admitted into that program and then once you arrive, it's more likely to get it because without the faculty or staff to know you, it's kind of hard. But for anything like under business, because they already give everybody pretty much a scholarship, so there wouldn't be any scholarship. However, they might still be able to provide some, kind of a graduate assistantship. But they wouldn't be able to make that decision until you are admitted and committed to come.
Okay. And a similar question, like for information system program, what is the success rate of the students who are already graduated? For example, what percentage of students are placed right now?
Like I mentioned, close to 100%. That program has a really, really high placement. We have a student that, the student that I know, a couple of them, this last May, they found jobs like in Texas, they found job like, all over the world, really. Because the student, when they graduate, they already have the SIP certification. Not only they have the experience, but they also have, like the certification to show that, they are already kind of the expert in the field. So it's much easier for them to, get the job. Another thing for information system, each year SIP does kind of host a competition right here on campus. So we have over, I think, 20 companies that are here, and our student will represent those companies and do a competition. And they will form the small groups, they will do the competition. And the top 3 groups are pretty much like, offered a position right on the spot.
Okay, so that's super successful for students joining information system. So I think Divyansh, you can go ahead and do the application. It seems like you're much interested in applying to the university. So yeah, let's move on to next question. Can we apply for fall 2021 in MS in computer science?
You have to hurry though. That program, the deadline is June 1st.
So Rakesh, you'll have to put up the application immediately. Get in touch with one of the counselor.
Yes.
All right. The question: do we need to pay tuition fee before visa? If yes, in case of visa denial, do we get the full refund?
You do not have to pay anything. Until you get here, we register for courses. We don't ask a student to prepay the tuition.
Himani, about 90% of the United States universities wouldn't ask you any single penny even before you get your visa and get there. So the moment you get your visa, You travel there, you register for the courses, you attend the orientation, and at the time of registering, you go to the department and pay the fee. So you don't have to pay anything. Is GRE mandatory
No,
for MS in Computer Science or
I mean,
Information System?
correct. So most of the programs are not. MBA is not. MSIS is not. MSA, the Engineering Management, it's not. And currently, Computer Science, it's not. So most of the program you wouldn't have to.
All right. That's a good question. Ma'am, how your college courses are best from other colleges? And it's helpful for Indian students.
Yeah, well, I think, the Indian students are very smart and they do their own research. So if you see like how many Indian students are in our graduate programs, you're going to know. It's first, if you look at the tuition, it's super, super affordable. And second, if you look at the reputation, I mean, like I said, for the information system, um, we have the SAP of certification, and also we have every single program like our engineering. We ranked the top number 25 in the nation with the graduate who earn the highest salary. So those companies, they know about us, they know our reputation, and they are here. They want our student to work for them. So networking and reputations are very, very important. I mean, I know a lot of times, you look at the rankings and stuff, but the thing is, when so for example, if I run a company that I need to use people that have engineering skills, I wouldn't necessarily just have to say, oh, hey, you have to graduate from Harvard with like whatever degree. But then I know like CMU has this great kind of engineering program, and they have alum that worked in my company, and I know they do a good job. They are very likely to kind of recruit a student that way. We have especially in Michigan, we have a lot of companies that they are CFO or CEO or all these people in management position graduated from CMU. So most of the times we've seen them reach out, said, hey, I have this position open, and they have a very close relationship with those chairs, and they will say, hey, do you have any student that you can recommend? So a lot of times, without even graduate, our student will have, working or fellowship or internship opportunities. So I hope this helps.
Thank you so much. And I want to add here is like when you look at 100% placement rate on a very affordable cost, you're making sure you're going to a public research university. And if you compare the cost with any private top-notch university that you consider to apply to, the cost will almost like a 1/4, because I've been placing students to the top-notch university with $70,000 to $1 lakh as well. So you're getting a great package in an affordable cost. You're getting the best education where you can really make sure to get the 100% placement rate. So I think that's what makes CMU a unique option for you. All right. Next question is there any ACT score based extra scholarships for undergrad courses? Is the maximum scholarship 9,000 only? Anyway, to get more in the second year? So student wants to know if ACT can bring more scholarships. Can we get more than 9,000 scholarship, and can we get more scholarships in second year?
Well, we do. I don't want to kind of mention it because it's really, really hard to get one. So we offer probably 30-ish kind of free ride. However, and each year we might have a couple international students that will be qualified. However, that's a very, very competitive programs, and you really, really have to have a very high SAT or ACT score to be considered to apply. And then you have to go through the whole kind of interview process. But long story short, I know when you're looking at 9,000, you're like, oh, there's some other school offer 20,000 scholarship. But the thing is, you need to look at their tuition. Okay, our tuition is already very, very affordable. It's only close to 19,000 per year. So we're offering a 50% based on less than 20,000 kind of tuition. And there are some. Before I joined CMU, I work at the institution. Yeah, we give out 20,000 in scholarship, but our tuition is 55,000 per year. So even give you a 25,000 in scholarship, it sounds a lot, but you still have to pay for 30,000 yourself just for tuition alone. So you want to make sure you're comparing apples to apples, and also you can't compare us with so it's almost, if you look, our tuition with a good scholarship, it's almost sometimes cheaper than a community college. So it's like, as a woman, I always kind of do that. It's like you pay, a regular Walmart bag price, and you get the quality of, Gucci bag or Coach bag. So, you're really getting a very, very good deal. And, the quality of education that CMU offer and the outcome that, CMU can bring for you. If you look for the whole U.S., you're not going to see too many schools that have that good combination.
Yes, and if you can just also explain this, like the next question is, do we get any kind of scholarship for master's students?
We do have out-of-state tuition, kind of, scholarship award. But again, that one, it requires you have to have, really, really high GPA and a really, really high TOEFL score and very high, GRE score as well. But most of the program, we don't even require GRE. So you might be able to, but not for MBA or MSIS because they already kind of get that scholarship. But I want you guys to know, like with that affordable tuition, even if you don't have a scholarship kind of, right away, you already get a really good deal. And then you can also work on campus for 20 hours a week. So you will be able to, make a pretty decent kind of living. Some institution, they said, oh yeah, you can work on campus for 20 hours a week. But if they don't have that kind of opportunity, you can't. Yes, you are eligible to do it, but then you can't find the working opportunity. Like at, the size that CMU, has. I mean, we're pretty big, and we have like Starbucks on campus. We have Subway and all these convenience stores on campus. They hire international students. They hire people that work there. So we also have a Starbucks across the street, but then international students are not eligible to work those places. They can only work on campus, for the first year. So those are the things that you want to take into consideration as well.
All right, thank you so much for this. Is there any possibility to get an application fee waiver?
So we work with Study Metro. We cannot really do a waiver. However, we can defer the payment. So you don't have to pay now, and then once you get admitted and enrolled here, it will be billed to your account.
Okay, so you don't pay now, you do the application. Once you've been admitted, when you get there, that bill to your tuition fee. So you can just pay that later. So right now it's in waiver for you, but you have to pay when you get there. Okay, so this student is asking, like, after mechanical engineering from India, what are the best available masters available at CMU?
Well, if you already have that, and it depends on what you want to do, right? If you just want to be a regular engineer, and there are many options. However, if you really want to be in the management kind of position, our Masters of Science in Administration for Engineering Management will be a perfect a program for you. And I've seen some people will get into project management as well because they have that kind of engineering background. So those two are very good programs. And I've seen people that, some people will do MBA, or I've seen some people will do computer science as well. So those are the common ones for students who have an undergraduate and mechanical engineering background.
All right, thank you. The question is Rakesh Miriala. He's in touch with me. He, with a 3 years bachelor's, applied to MIS program, information system, and he wants to know, like, can you take my application status? So maybe I'll email you after this. He is one of the student and his friend, both of them applied with the 3 years bachelor's degree. I think I emailed you that as well. So if we can, and good student, he got offer from other schools, but he was just waiting to come to CMU. Both of them want to travel together.
Okay, so another thing that will be kind of helpful, if you guys have the offers from other school, if you could send me a copy of that offer letter, and then I might be able to kind of submit it with your application to the department. So that might speed up the process.
Sure, Rakesh, I'll share Ms. Zhang email ID to you so that you and your friend can write an email all together and just attach the other offers that you received from the university. And by the way, their university is NACIC Accreditation A. So technically, universities look at 3 years bachelor's from a university from India, which has NAAC accreditation A graded.
Correct. Well, the reason to that is our MSIS, the Information System Program, is super, super popular. So, they are, I don't want to say there are a lot of applications that submitted to that program, okay? So the reason I said, maybe submitted your, acceptance letter from other school, and they, that might kind of help, because they do review application case by case. But sometimes, if they look at other students that, have a 4 years degree, and, they might not rush to review your application. So make sure if you have other acceptance letters, send it to me, then I can use that as a leverage and say, hey, the student want to make a decision. Could you guys, take a look and review it?
All right, thank you so much. A student is Farm D from India and want to know if we can apply for physician assistant course.
Yes, you can. However, that's another super, super good and a competitive program. But once you graduate, I kid you not, you're going to make a lot of money. What I will recommend is, very likely this year is already done, right? They only do one intake per year. And I will recommend, and I know that program need a lot of prerequisite kind of courses. And then for you, you wouldn't be able to only take those prerequisite courses. So what you can do is either apply for our undergraduate program or apply for our graduate programs and use that program as a, kind of a opportunity to take some of these prerequisite courses. And once you are at CMU, we can connect you with a physician assistant program and see what prerequisite courses that you need to take. But nothing is guaranteed. That program is super, super competitive. But without taking those prerequisite courses, your chance of getting accepted is 0.
Okay. Thank you for this information. I have to quickly do it because I'm seeing so many questions out there. Do you offer an executive MBA? If yes, then what is the eligibility and the fee?
So we just have one MBA program, and it's you don't really need experience or anything to join, and it's ACSB accredited, and the tuition is super affordable. It's like close to 11,000, close to 12,000 per year.
All right. Okay, and I want to apply for a brewing program at CMU. So do we have a brewing program?
Like a brewing to make beer?
Yeah, yes.
No, we do not. We do not have any agriculture related. We do have a hotel management and things like that, but yeah, not the um, not the brewing.
All right. Okay, so student who applied to CMU wants to know that what is the amount to be shown in the order to get the I-20? He's awaiting the offer letter, I think. He already
Okay.
applied.
So it depends on whether you are undergraduate or graduate student and what program you are in. Check with Study Metro and Abby send us an email. We can tell you the exact amount.
All right, sounds good. Okay, how much does it cost to get into the engineering management program?
The cost of getting into engineering management, I'm going to tell you the I-20 cost, okay? But so it's going to be 28,700 for you to get I-20, okay? However, the tuition is only 15,000 each per year, and the living expenses, you can find an apartment here for $300 a month. So, it depends on how much you spend on your groceries and the living expenses, but, I mean, it's fairly cheap.
All right, okay. What are the admission requirements for graduate program in MS in computer science for H4 visa holders?
It's going to be exactly the same. So if you're H4, if you want to be switched to F1, you have to show the financial, documents. But if you do not want to, you would just gain admission. So you wouldn't have to submit a GRE this year because, due to COVID. But other than that, it's pretty much the same.
Okay, and let's say if a student comes up and apply with a Duolingo 90, but have studied in English medium in the US for 1 to 3 or 4 years now, and now wish to come back to studies, is this possible to get provisional admission or a full admission if someone is not looking for an ESL classes?
Yes, so I wouldn't recommend you to submit the Duolingo because it doesn't look good. So just to kind of show the proof that you have been in US study for whatever years, I think you have to have at least 2 years of study in the US. Then we can waive that requirement. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend you to submit a Duolingo score if you don't have 100.
Okay. Thank you so much. And again, I'm seeing the same question, so I'm skipping those where the deadline's been asked. So MSIS deadline could be extended up to June 16, as she
14.
mentioned, 14th. And for computer science, it's going to be June 1st. So anybody who's planning to make the application now with the last end, you have to do a little hurry and then put up the application. As told that this application fee is going to be for a waiver as of now, but you pay when you get at the school. So you can immediately put up the application, whoever is looking to apply there. What is the deadline for the health information courses, like maybe health sciences or health informatics related courses?
It depends on the program. The Under MSA, it's very similar. It's going to be June 14th. But under public health, the deadline has already passed. So try the MSA, the Masters of Science in Administration. There's an emphasis under, health related.
All right. Okay. Again, the question is like how much it costs for an engineering management program.
I think I just mentioned earlier, the I-20 number is 28,700, but the tuition is 15,700. And if you rent a place, you can easily find a room for like 300-ish per month. If
All right.
you want, if you are able to, or want to have roommates. Because if you just want a 2-bedroom apartment, it's going to be more expensive.
Okay. Student with a 10 years of work experience wants to know if she can apply to MS in computer science.
Yeah, of course.
So
it
in
depends on
US,
your undergraduate major, and sometimes they might ask you to take a couple of prerequisites, but most of the time you should be fine. I've seen engineering students apply for computer science as well.
yes. So I get the question because most of the students with a few years of experience do ask this. So you're not required to have any problem like in other countries. You face like 4 to 8 years. In US,
Yeah.
you can apply with a 10 years of education gap if you have a proper working experience. But if your related degree is not like the bachelor's, if you have bachelor's in computer science and you're going for MS in computer science, you can apply, that's for sure. You may need to go for any prerequisite courses based on your coursework you took in bachelor's. So Himani, if you're looking to apply to the school, you can just immediately do that and contact one of these study mentor counselor. Okay, there's a question from a student who wants to apply for a medical school. He said that you mentioned that you have a medical school at the campus. So can you give us more information on the grade, cost, duration?
If you want to apply for medical school, just like out of Indians undergraduate bachelors, you will not be eligible. So I've seen other students that from other countries, including India, a best solution will be you come and study at our school for Masters of Public Health, which is under the College of Health and Professionals. And then the faculty over there will be able to prepare you for the courses that you need to take, and also to prepare you for the test. Then after you graduate and pass those exams, then you could be a medical doctor in the US. So that's a route most of the international students will do. Like I said, if you just apply for medical school, you are not eligible.
Okay, and as a student, you should know that when you're planning to study medicine in the US, you have to have a 4 years of a pre-medicine track or a BS biology related courses that you can get into. So as of now, what you need to do is to just apply for a bachelor's degree and then look at the institutions while writing an MCAT exam. So we can guide you in this process, but BS biology is what you can put up the application as of now. And with the 4 years of bachelor's, when you complete, then you write your MCAT, then you get into a medicine school. And I can also send you the list of the universities in the US which accept the international students with their rate. So I can certainly help you. But right now, if you're interested in putting up your application to BS biology, you still have time for an undergrad course to apply to. So do that without delay, and I can maybe guide you with more information. All right, do we get a stay back option after the course MBA Project Management?
I'm sorry, can you say that again? Do we get a what?
Yeah, do we get a stay back option after the course of MBA with project management?
What do you mean by
stay back? It means OPT, like how long they can stay after they finish post-study work, right? OPT.
So any program you will get a 1 year OPT, and for STEM majors you can extend for another 2 years. So engineering management and MSIS, and of course computer science and engineering, they are all STEM majors. So the only management program that is STEM major that you can get 3 years OPT is engineering management.
All right. Yes. So like if you're going for a STEM major, you get a 1 year with 2 years of extension. So you can stay there for 36 months after you graduate. In MBA project management, when you finish, you have a 1 year of work, 1 year of post-study right work, which is referred as optional practical training in the US. One of the students already applied for MS in chemistry, and he wants to know, curious to know about the scope and the job opportunities for CMU students.
We can connect you with our I believe if you want to send that student or have the student reach out to me, we can connect you with that faculty, the person in charge. They have, I mean, you know, they have more information than I can kind of tell you. They can tell you the companies. We have a Dow chemical kind of company right down the street. So I know we work very closely with those companies as well. But yeah, so I'll be happy to connect you with the director, and she can tell you more details.
All right, I just shared the Mohammed Zed's email ID to you, so you can just do it. Again, the question is same, like is GRE mandatory for MSIS program? So it is not. So you can put up the application. Important question, like PTE, Pearson Test of English, score is accepted for MBA program?
Yes.
Okay, and what about GRE? It's need for admission for MBA?
No.
So GRE is not needed, and PT has been accepted, WebHub, so you can put up the application.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think we're left with last two questions. So, mission system. All right, the question is again, like, is GRE mandatory for MSIS graduate program? So it is not mandatory for information system. Okay, Master of Business MBA information system. This program has a 3-year. So I didn't get your question, Himani. What your intend to ask this question? Maybe you're asking like MBA information system. Can this program is an optional practical training like a 3 years? MBA IS is a STEM program. I think that's what she's asking.
The MSIS is, the MBA is not.
All right. So you can apply for MS in information system in order to be considered as a STEM designated. A question from a student: I want to join MS in Applied Statistics program. Can you tell me the details about the course and the tuition fee and the scope and the placement?
Yeah, so the that's another great program that we have here. So you do not need a GRE if you don't want scholarship. Okay. However, that program does have a set of kind of requirement on the courses and things like that. And under that program, they have SAS and what is the other one? Certification, just like SAP for MSIS. That program, the placement rate is 100% as well. Sometimes, like especially for internship and things like that. And sometimes when they do the internship, they get paid pretty well as well. Under that program, they have statistics and actuary science, which we ranked pretty high in the nation. So that program also have a PhD program as well, have master's and PhD. So the tuition without a scholarship is going to be $15,750 per year. However, if they offer a scholarship, it's going to be, or graduate assistantship is going to be different. But a lot of students, they will come and do masters, and then they will do the PhD. And when you do PhD, is fully funded. You wouldn't have to pay.
Got it. I hope that helps. But if you need more information, you can just ask us maybe, and we can do it after the session. And I'm going to take the last question. And then all the questions that you're asking, I'll send that directly to Ms. Zhang, and she can respond to you via email or maybe respond to us, and then we'll reach out to you. So the student asked that PT is accepted. So student wants to know like what is the score needed for PT? I think
oh gosh,
what you need to know is like when you go online, WebHub, you can check that PTE equivalent to 6.5, and I think you can get that thing. So don't worry about it. I think that's going to be somewhere.
But let me look it up.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna check. I want to say 5.0, but Okay, I'm getting very close.
All right.
So 53, right? The
53.
PTE. That looks kind of strange. Hold on. Abby, if you have any other questions,
Yeah,
you
50
can ask while
for
I'm looking.
for 6.5 it's going to be 59 to 64, and for 6 band is going to be 51 to 58. I
Yeah,
think
so
close to that number.
53 for full admission.
Yeah. So if you have 53 Weber, you can just put up the application, and if you have less than that, at least send us your information. We're done with the questions. I think I'm getting one or two of the same questions. See, the deadline for this GRE is not needed. For deadline, you can still apply for MBA, MSA in Engineering Management, MSIS, and MS Computer Science. Don't wait for any other thing. This is an exclusive session for students who are wishing to apply for the fall intake. This is the last call. Put your application done by or before June 1st. Regardless of the application deadline is June 14th, we want you to do the application because it takes a little bit back and forth information to do. So I just want you to do this, that if you're interested in putting up the application, and the students who have applied and you want more updates, write to Zed or write to me or write to any of the counselor. Will have you get the information as soon as possible. Ms. Zhang, thank you so much. You've been answering so many questions so patiently. Thank you so much. And I hope that whatever students, if they have more questions and the ones that we couldn't address today, I'm going to email that to you. I'll have Zed going to send that to you.
Okay,
So
sounds
we
good.
can make sure that
Yes.
everyone gets that.